9 o'clock and we're live right now.
Wow.
Hello, Facebook world and Team Elevation. We're excited to come to you tonight and with our live Wednesday night training. And I tell you, tonight is going to be extra special. We had Michelle on, last month, and she shared her story with us. And I tell you, it was absolutely amazing. Hey, Lisa Diaz, how are you? And so tonight, she's not only going to, I'm sure she'll share a little bit, but she's going to do a training for us tonight, number one. And she's going to talk about some of the things that have made her successful. And I don't want to steal her show, but something else we're going to be doing. We're going to be giving away some huge prizes on tonight's live. Now, here's the deal. We got 7 people on here live. I need you to comment if you're live. Am I live or are you watching the replay? Because we said, hey, we want you to be live. There's Lisa Diaz, Kyle Nickel, Amanda Stowell. We've got a Facebook user. That's Liz from Vancouver. George and Tammy Hathaway are joining us. The list is continuing to grow. We're excited. I tell you, Michelle Eldridge is a successful entrepreneur in the direct sales business. She has been a full-time networker. I don't know, for 3 years, but maybe not by choice, but by cause that's what you had to do. A lot of people start out in this business part-time, and that's what we encourage people to do, because a lot of people are afraid they're going to lose their income. But Michelle's story is so unique. She didn't have an income.
Right.
Here she was, a mother of children going, hey, I got to make a living. And so she was rocking it. So we've got lives from Wisconsin. We got Nan and Joe are here. We've got lots of people joining us live. We're excited about that. But, so Michelle has been in this business for 3 years. She's had her nose to the grindstone. She has created success. She's created a 6-figure income. And listen, Michelle, I just want to tell you, thank you for coming on. I'm so excited to have you here. And I really appreciate you plugging in and sharing your story. Last time you were here, it was so inspirational. I mean, I heard about it, heard about you, and people were spreading the word and going, oh, did you see it? You got to go back and watch the recording. And so it's exciting to have you on and just so excited for you to share tonight with some of the pearls of wisdom that you have. And we're going to be giving away some memberships.
What?
2 memberships to Rank Makers. Both Michelle's part of Rank Makers. We got lots of people, Michelle, who are on the call tonight who have plugged into Rank Makers, but also plugged into the 14-day challenge. Some of them were on the Network Marketing Pro 7-day challenge. Some are part of Rank Makers, some are not. And here's the deal. If you win the membership to Rank Makers tonight, then, hey, I'll pay your membership. Or you may want to pay it forward and give it to one of your team members. What we highly recommend. Obviously, that's what I'm doing. There's Debbie, Stella, welcome, Michelle, Lori Gagliano, Danita, Don. We got lots of people joining us. And so we're excited to have Michelle on the call. We're also going to be giving away, now check this out. I love your page. I love your this is Michelle's cover page on Facebook. I snatched it off of there. I help the fierce female adopt in their business like a boss while creating a winning queen culture where every woman can win. That's powerful. That's powerful. I love that. So here's the deal though. So we talked about Rank Makers. We're going to be giving away 2 6-month memberships to Rank Makers that I'm going to be paying for you. Also, get this. We talked to Rebecca Woods earlier today, and she was so excited going, oh, I can't believe you got Michelle on. She's so cool. Rebecca said, hey, I want to give too. So Rebecca, who runs our Leaders League group, Leaders Leagues are for those folks who have earned $100,000 in their income. Michelle, I know you're very familiar with Rebecca, and we had her on a couple of months ago, or maybe 6 weeks ago. She is going to, for those 2 people who win the 6-month membership, she's going to do an onboard goal setting session with each one of them to get them off the right start and spend, 30 minutes or so with each one of them. That's going to be amazing. We're going to be giving away 2 copies of Ray and Jessica's new book, Time, Money, Freedom. I've got it on Audible. If you want it on Audible, you can get it on Audible. But I'm on rule number 4 of the book, and what a powerful.
It's good. They come out swinging right at the beginning. I think rule 3 is my favorite, but rule 4 is probably the most important for long term, especially. So it's a good one. You'll love it. Everybody, no matter who they are. I really was impressed.
Elisa Diaz says she's on rule number 3. Let me tell you. Here's the deal. And again, if you've already got the book and you win the book and you want to pay it forward and give it to somebody else, great. Talking about coming out swinging, Michelle, you're looking at the book, and a lot of books that people write, it's like, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this, you need to do this. This is not like that. I mean, this intertwines their story with real life stuff and goal setting and inspiring people to dream again and to be able to say, hey, I can do this too.
Yeah. And you do get those action steps, but it's not just like somebody's talking your face off about why they're right and they repeat chapter 1 12 times through the whole book. Right. It was really, I mean, when I saw what it was going to be about and I saw how it was going to kind of play out, I knew it would be good, but I honestly did not realize how helpful it would be. Definitely underestimated what it would be like, and shame on me, but I am very, very, very impressed.
Yeah. So it's a great book. We're giving away 2 copies of that tonight. Also, for those of you who have been around Touchstone for a while, know Ryan Daly. Ryan Daly is a big part of our company, and he wrote a book called Being the Leader. And his book plays into, and Michelle, you probably don't know Ryan, but Ryan's book really talks a lot about what Ray talks about, but in a little bit different language, but really kind of hits home with the fact that being the leader doesn't mean you doing all the work.
Amen.
Because you can't.
Amen.
You can't. Who was it on the? Was it Hank on the call that was talking about leading with the heart, and then the lady afterwards was talking about step by step how to delegate and get people involved, and she could you can't do it all. I mean, how many children do you have, Michelle?
I have 2, and I'll be honest with you, even if I didn't have any, there would be no way to do it all. Because what happens is when you feel like you need to do it all, even if if you do it, it'll be done right.
Yeah.
If you do that versus delegating or letting somebody else do it or letting them, figure it out.
Yeah.
You're going to, 1, teach them to always depend on you, and they won't make it without you. And 2, you put yourself in this position of like, you join to have freedom versus be tied to something. Like, you'll never grow a humongous team if you're tied to every beck and call, Johnny on the spot, no delegation. Like, no, honey. Cannot do it all. You hear my children now, I'm sure. They are having a real good time in there.
Well, good. But here's the thing too, is most of the time especially if you have a couple and they have children or a family, or even just if it's a single couple, and usually what happens is one of them joins the business. And if you spend all your waking time doing the business and can't give up and can't delegate, and that partner of yours is going to go, especially on the front end. But see, you don't make money up front. You make money later. They're going to look at you like, have you lost your mind? Why are you doing this? Don't you? Oh, you got to quit. Yeah. So anyway, that's what we're doing. That's what our training's about. Those are the prizes we're going to be giving away. And now I want to turn it over to Michelle, and I'm going to be here with you. But hey, share with you and just share your wisdom.
Awesome. So I have to say, I am super, super grateful and honored just to be here. I know that all of you, that you have a great leader and that he is doing all that he can to pour into you because he knows that it's in you. And I know that not every one of you, that may ever see this is here for what I'm here for, maybe. But those of you that are, you're not in the wrong place. That's what I'm going to tell you. You're in the 100% right place. So if you didn't hear who I was before, on the last one, I am Michelle Eldridge, and I have been in this industry for 3 years. When I found it, I was unemployable, meaning I had a background. I had been on drugs and in jail and in a small town or anywhere, even if it's been 6 years, because that's how long it had been. I still couldn't get a job at the local dollar store. And I found myself alone with both my kids. And long story short, I had to do something. And I sold their toys, pictures off the wall. I got in clueless, 100% clueless, no friends, no Instagram. I had like 125, 150 people on Facebook, and they all didn't like me. And my upline, she was super pregnant. She bailed almost, and with good reason, almost as soon as I signed up. So I was kind of just the blind leading the blind. And that money that I'd spent would have paid my electric bill. So I had to make it work or lose the lights and lose the water. And so I was just ignorant, and I was going to do it no matter what. And that was all that it was until I found Ray and Jessica. And so when Alan is talking about rank makers and that Time, Money, Freedom book, that's what saved me, is rank makers. I was Googling how to do this right. I don't want to spam people, and I found one of Ray's free coaching Fridays. And long story short, it led me in there. And, it was so weird. I saw all these other trainers. I mean, I was on Google, so, I saw a lot. And it was like he was the only one who really understood. He understood me. Like, I'm like, he's kind of like me, but he's done been here. He's done did it. So I felt like I can actually relate to him. I could feel, that it wasn't just let me take your money because I had none, So I get in there and I'm following directions because every day he does a training. Every single day he does a training and he gives you an action step. And exactly, you know exactly how to do the action step, whatever it is. And I committed to, okay, I'm going to do that. And that's what I did over and over and over. Within 6 months' time, I grew to the top 1% in sales in my company and top 3% in leadership. And then within, I don't know, another year's time, I'm top 1% in both. And so sales and leadership in my company. And now it's been 3 years. And I do make 6 figures. My kids get to live a dream life. But what I want to share with you tonight, that's so you know that if somebody like me can do this, you can do this. There's nothing really special about me, except the fact that I will follow directions. That's it. That is all. I didn't think that I needed to learn the hard way and beat my head against the wall. I just follow directions. So I want to first share with you about curiosity posts. I think everybody thinks about, how do I attract people to me? How do I attract my people to me? And what do I talk about? Do I just, I'm asked a lot. So many people have said, Michelle, how do I post about my product, but not about my product and get sales? And that's just the wrong way to think. If you're trying to get something, I'm going to get them to buy. I'm going to get them to do this. It's a wrong way to think, first of all. And second of all, when you're posting, when you're marketing on social media, when you're talking to, when you're doing anything that the masses can see it, that's not one-on-one, you're whole goal should be to seek conversation. You should not, when you're crafting a post or doing a video even, your goal isn't to hope they buy as soon as they see that post or that video. That's not the goal, because you're going to miss 98% of people if that's what you're trying to do. They're not going to do it. But if you think, how can I get them to want to have a conversation with me? How do I get them in a conversation so that I can see where I can help them? Versus, how do I get them to sell? How do I get them to buy as soon as they see my post or video? And so what that looks like could be something. So I know what you sell, right? I know what you sell, and some people, I saw people talk about it like, oh, there's this coffee, and if you drink coffee, this is great coffee, and it comes from here, and it gives you energy, and it makes you feel good, right? I saw that. And there's no shame if you said things like that, because you only know what you know. Trust me when I say, I did a lot of things that I wish I didn't, but I didn't know any better when I started. And so if you are saying things like that, this coffee was made in, or this cocoa was made here, and it does, there's 5 ounces, and you get this many cups for this many, I don't know. But the way to actually think about it is to market it is a feeling. And I know a lot of people talk about how happy they are. But happy for what? What is happy? What does that actually do for you? That's what people miss, is the layering of the onion. Okay? So it doesn't necessarily have to be about you, right? It could be a story about your friend whose story, is whatever. But what if it was a post that said something like, and make sure that you talk like you in these posts. Mine are going to sound pretty country and pretty me. Okay, so just pretend to reword this like you would speak, but make sure that you don't. Okay, I'm just going to tell you what it is, and you can take it from there. So something like, say you have a customer who just bought it and she loves it, and you're asking her, how's it going? She's like, oh my gosh, it's so good. I haven't wanted to get out of the house in like 3 months. I've not wanted to go anywhere. My husband's begged me. I didn't even want to brush my hair, if I'm being honest. I just felt like I was going through the motions. And today he asked me if I wanted to go with him, and I really wanted to go. I didn't force myself. I didn't just say yes because I didn't want him to be upset. I actually wanted to go, or vice versa. It could be the man versus the woman, whatever. Just an example, okay? So in your post, it's not, oh, thank you. Please go in there now. So in your post, it would be, okay, go ahead. It could be, I'm sorry, my daughter is bringing her blanket to lay in my office floor. It's happening. So you would hear that, and what I would do is I would say, oh my gosh, that's incredible. It's in the living room. Hush, please go. Thank you. So sorry, but this is real life, friends. This is how we do it. So, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'm so happy for you. Can I please, I would love to share this. That's the kind of stories that make what I do worth it. This is what I'm doing this kind of thing for. And you can say, I don't have to use your name, or I can. I don't have to tag you, or I can. And you ask for that permission. But the key thing is to collect those stories. Always be getting them. Whether it's your customer, somebody else's customers, your team, somebody else's team, somebody, be a collector of those kind of stories. Not just, oh, she lost 10 pounds. Terrific. She lost 10 pounds, but what did that do for her? Okay. So the lady that I was talking about, a post is, OMG, I am so happy for my friend Sarah. She's brand new on our program, and I just asked her how it was going, and she told me that for months she felt like she had just been going through the motions as a wife and as a mom. She didn't even feel like brushing her hair and getting ready, and I really resonated with that. So I thought maybe you would too. What's awesome is she had to force herself to even go on a date night with her husband in the last few months. And now, when he asked her to go yesterday, she really wanted to go. She was happy to go. She didn't have to force herself. She felt like she felt good. She wanted to go. And so I'm just happy. Again, Sarah, I'm so proud of you. I'm rooting for you. I can't wait to see what else it does for you in the future. Whether you tag Sarah or not, every other woman, and again, you could reverse this because it goes both ways, trust me. If you post that, every person, every woman, every single one who's ever felt like they're on the rat race, right? They're in this never ending, this is what I do, but I'm not actually, hold on, this is what I do, but I'm not actually happy about it. I do this because I have to. That's a lot of women. It's just facts. That's a lot of women. Those women would be messaging you. First of all, they would be saying, that's so awesome for Sarah, but they would also be, what's the program Sarah is on? Chill me now. Like, you cannot stop them from finding out what's Sarah doing. They don't care if they drink coffee or not. Trust me, they'll start drinking coffee. Even if they don't like it, they will shove it down their throats if that's the result, if that's the kind of post you make, because that's what they want. See, now let's do a different kind. Maybe we do weight loss, for instance, okay? Say somebody lost, and you don't want to say, you can say big numbers, but I would steer away from it. Even if it's true, obviously, we don't want to be posting anything that's not true. But even when it's true, it's hard for people who are in that place of really, really stuck, they can't lose weight, to picture getting to that big, huge place. It's almost impossible. It's like somebody who's broke, imagining themselves as a millionaire. It's really hard to really make that sink in. So if it is a story that is a big one, I would break it into chunks and let them know that it's not a fast journey, and share different pieces of it. Maybe it's somebody, let's just do this, okay? Say your friend, and maybe they're a teammate, maybe they've lost 100 pounds, okay? They've been in your organization for 1.5 years. Okay, if you post and say, so happy for my friend Jim, today he reached 100, he has released 100 pounds as of today. So happy for Jim. This program is amazing. Then that's not going to really get you anything. Even if you got pictures of Jim, okay, it's really not. What's going to happen though, if you do it this way, and I say OMG everything, like type those letters out. So please, you have to say that, but I would be like, oh my gosh, I just talked to my friend Jim, and I have to share with you what today marks for him. He started on my program about 1.5 years ago, and to be honest, he had tried a lot of things, and nothing seemed to help him release the weight and get in better shape and feel better. He just felt like he had exhausted all of his options, but he tried anyway. And I'm so glad that he did, because after, it wasn't easy at first, but after a few months, he started to see those pounds come off. And then within a few more months, he was already at like 30 pounds gone. And now, fast forward a year and a half, he's lost 100 pounds. I'm so happy for him. He talks about all the energy he has, how much better he feels. He breathes better. Everything is just better for him. And I just couldn't be more happy for Jim. And that's it, right? That's it. And everybody and their brother who's ever struggled with that, they want that. Didn't say what the program was, didn't say nothing. They still are going to do it. Again, whether they drink coffee, whether they drink chocolate, it don't matter if they do or not. They will. They will. And I know those stories are here. You know how I know? Because I know a lot of you. I know that they're here. There's so many of them. It's just you have to remember to peel the onion. It's not just, here's a picture of so-and-so, he lost weight. No. It's what had he tried before? Had he failed at this before? Had she, been a certain weight and then had a child and then never could get back to that weight? Guess how many women struggle with that? There's so many stories like that. I know y'all have those testimonials. Those are the kinds of things that you want to share with people in a curiosity post. So I'm going to give you another example. I'm going to try to think of a different one. This is on the fly. This is not like scripted or, I'm just whatever pops in my head is what I'm saying. Well, maybe let's just do that. Let's do a post, a mom who just had a baby. Okay. And let's do it in a sensitive way so that nobody wants to cuss you out and they want to actually get what you want. Because there's a very fine line, but that set of people, those women, still need to be served. Okay? So, for instance, right, maybe it's your downline, maybe it's somebody on a whole other team, but you heard about it. Okay? So I can't believe what I just heard today. My friend Susie has always been a size 2. She's been a size 2 all of her life, and she got pregnant, and she had her first daughter, and she is absolutely beautiful. She loves her, but she felt like, we talked, and she told me she felt like she'd lost herself. She just could not, no matter what she tried or what she did, get back to her body, the body that she was used to seeing. And I can relate to that. If you can ever add, and I can relate to that in there, and I thought maybe you could too. If you can add that, add it. Okay, so, and I can relate to that because I know that maybe not in the same way, but I've had ups and downs, and it's been, I struggled with that for years, so I thought maybe this would relate to you as well. What's awesome is she got on our program a couple months ago. She was super skeptical. She was not wanting to do it at all, but she finally decided she was going to do it. She did it. She's been going 2 months. She's already released 10 pounds, and her confidence already rose so many levels that she doesn't feel like she needs to be a size 2 anymore. She's already starting to feel so much more herself. And that's it. Like, I'm happy for her. Like, just make sure that when you're speaking of these, even if you're a dude, even if you're a guy and you say something like that, bring in the part that, no, I don't relate on the part about the baby, having the baby, but I do relate to battling up, down, up, down, up, down, that kind of thing, because not only are you going to attract the men in that way, but you're going to be able to attract the women without crossing a line. Okay? And they're going to ask you, they're going to ask you. They're going to want to know what it is. Now, if you put at the bottom of that, and if you want the program that blah, blah, blah is on, here's the link. They're going to say that story's probably a lie. They're going to say, even if it's not, they're going to say that's a lie. They just want to sell me. That was all just to sell me. That's it. That's what they're going to do. And they're going to scroll on. Don't waste a perfectly good post by adding a link or saying, if you want it, message me. They know if they want it, to message you. You don't have to tell them. If you make them, even, I don't care. So here's where people they kind of get like, I guess, confused. They're like, well, what if I've already been saying the name of what it is? What if I take a picture with it every day? So in that post, don't do it. Don't do it. See how many people, even the people who already know what it is, see how many will reach out to you if you're doing posts like that, even if they already knew what it was. I'm telling you, it happens because you think everybody sees your every post. They don't. They don't. Very few, in fact, do. And on top of that, the ones who do aren't really paying attention. And even if they know that they know that they know what you sell, like they know, and you put that up there, a post like that, they're still going to ask you. They're still going to ask you because they won't be able to stand not knowing if that's what you're talking about or not. They won't be able to help themselves. The fear of missing out or not knowing is such a human, it's just inhumans. They gotta know. Gotta know. They need to know it all. Okay? So you can rewatch this. Make sure you get that because that is going to help you so much. I mean, at first, nobody may reach out to you. I'm going to tell you right now, I didn't have nobody. I got 1-2 likes when I first started. 1 or 2, period, ever. I did it anyway. I went live anyway. And I told people, I'm nervous. I don't know what I'm doing. But hey, if I can get this to look good on me, I know you can. And I would talk about how I felt. How much better I feel, how much more productive I am, how blah, 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 those kind of things. So let's just go into videos a little bit. I know that he said, some of you had been in the 14-day challenge, some of you in Rank Maker, some of you here, there, and yonder. I'm sure that a lot of you were trained all over the place, and that's cool. But for me, with videos, your key thing is, first of all, make sure they're always public. I know that a lot of people have reasons to make certain things not public. I get that. But make sure that no matter what, that your videos are public. And that you're not only talking about in a minute, yep. And that you're not only talking about what you sell. Okay, Harley, I'll get it in a minute. Hold on. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, she wants sassy and she's gonna have to chill. But
I love it. That's real life stuff right there.
She's like, but the orange one doesn't work. The passy doesn't work. Anyway, okay, so I'm gonna go back to where I was with videos. You don't want to only talk about what you sell. So say if you are that mom who struggled with getting their body back after having a baby. Or you are that guy who tried everything and nothing worked. Or maybe you're not here for weight loss at all, and you're here for how you feel. Who do you want to watch your video? Harley, turn it down, please. Who do you want to watch your video? Who is going to buy your thing? Okay? And here's how you know who's going to buy your thing. They're just like you. Your target is yourself, who you are. They've been through things that you've been through. They are around the same age, maybe not exactly. Sometimes, they could be way younger or older, but they have some kind of relatability to you. And you don't know anybody better than you know yourself, right? So that makes it way helpful for you. So when I say that you're your target, when you do a video, what is something that would be or would have been helpful for you at a different time in your life? For instance, what if, okay, so say you are a single mom, and that story is true for you, that you had a child and you couldn't get your body back, okay? You want to attract people like you, moms, women, right? Maybe you were bullied in high school. Maybe all these things make you up. Maybe you like to drink Diet Coke. Maybe you like to run. Like, there's anything that makes you you. But whatever those things are is true. So maybe a live video would be 3 parenting hacks that will help get your child on a routine. 3 parenting hacks to get your child in a routine. They're going to watch it. And then you again, remember I said, any video that you're doing, you're trying to get any video or post or anything, you want them to want to have a conversation with you. So in your video, you're talking about something that's not related to your product at all. It's three hacks for parenting that you learned, that you feel like if you'd heard earlier would have been super helpful for you, blah, 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 okay? And at the end, you say, I have 3 more. And if you're in the 14-day challenge, you kind of know this, but I have 3 more tips. The first one really did help my little girl, and I think everybody needs that one, but I'm in a really big hurry. So if you want all 3 of them, send me a message. Get them in the conversation with you. Get them in a conversation with you. And you can start talking and filling in their gaps, because most moms, most women, whether they have kids or not, they can find there's a gap that you can fill in. You know what that gap is because you're also a woman. Same with men. Okay? Same with men. If you say you're the dude who struggled losing weight, you couldn't get it to go anywhere, you fit with it, back, forth, whatever. Maybe you drive a truck. Maybe you could even be a grandfather, whatever. What kind of videos would you do? Maybe three ways to keep your leather seats from cracking. I don't even know if that's a real thing, but something to do with, if you like vehicles, 3 ways to keep your vehicle lasting as long as possible. I don't know. You probably would say this better, but just anything that is like you. If you don't like vehicles and you like, my husband likes vehicles, which is why I say that. If you like, I'm trying to think. If you like fishing, 3 hooks to catch the best fish, whatever. 3 hooks to catch the biggest and best fish in the lake. I don't know. I'm just making this up at this point. But anything that's like you. If you like to do it, that's what they like to do. And then again, at the end, you're going to say something like, and hey, and you could even say you did a video about fishing, but you didn't have no more tips about fishing. If you wanted some more, you could Google it and get them. You don't have to be a genius, okay? Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. But if you didn't have no more tips about fishing, or you didn't want it to be, you could say at the end, and listen, I know this don't have anything to do with fishing, but I know a lot of you probably are like me, or you're probably just like me, and you probably need some extra money, especially right now. I do this thing at home from my phone when I can. If you want to talk to me about how that may be a possibility for you and benefit you, send me a message and we'll talk about it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video all about fish and hooks. I hope you found it helpful. Feel free to share or tag your buddy. Make sure that he sees. So he's catching all those big fish. And I'll see you next time, right? Like, just go out of it. So here's your key phrase. It's having nothing to do with. Or, I know this doesn't have anything to do with blah, 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 right? And you could do the same thing with products. I know this doesn't have anything to do with parenting tips, but listen, I know that a lot of you women out there, just like me, have struggled just like me. That's a key phrase too, just like me. Write it down. Use it a lot, okay? So I know a lot of you women are just like me, and you've struggled to keep your energy feeling good. You've probably, if you're like me, say just like me first, and then if. It's so smart, okay? If you're like me, you may have even felt like you got lost just going through the motions, and you weren't really excited about doing what you do every single day anymore. If that's you, I have found something that's helping me. I feel like I've got me back. If you want to talk about what that is and how it could benefit you, send me a message. I'd love to talk with you about it. That's it. Like, it doesn't have to be this thing. It doesn't have to be. Now, I know that videos can be scary. And do you have to do a video to make it to the top? Probably not. Probably not. You don't. But you can also mow your yard with scissors and it'll still get mowed. But it's just way slower. So if you're not doing videos regularly, I highly recommend you do it, even if you don't know what you're doing. In fact, when you don't know what you're doing is the best time to do it, because that makes you relatable. People want to put a big backdrop up, and they want to have a microphone in front of them and all these things. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's cool if that's you, but it's not me, because I want my people to know and think, if she can, I can. So if I pull up with a microphone, they don't know I paid $12 for it on Amazon. They don't know. They think that's fancy. Good for her. I can't do that, but she does great. That's what they think. If I've got this big sparkly glitter background, they don't know it's $10 on Amazon. Right? They think, well, that's fancy. It's good for her, but it's not for me. Anything like that. Anything that's unattainable like that, you don't want it. So when you're saying, I'm not used to doing these videos, and I'll be honest, I almost didn't even hit that button. I sweat, I'm nervous, but I think that this information I'm going to share with you today is going to be helpful for you. And so we're just going to do it. We'll learn together, and I might mess up, but you know what? It'll be okay. And then just talk about it. If you forget something, say, see, I told you I might mess it up. I already forgot what I was talking about. Let me think about it. They don't care. They will see that and be like, if that person can, I can. And that's ultimately what you want. If you want to grow your team, so I said there, if I am so immersed in the word if. If you want to grow your team, you want people to look at you, look at what you do, and think, well, geez, if that girl can, I can. That's what they think of me. That's what people think about me. They hear my voice. They know that I'm pretty country. I didn't have some degree. I didn't have influence. I didn't have anything when I started. I didn't have nothing but a willingness to follow directions. And that's what I did. Anybody can do that. Right? That's the beauty of it. Isn't it, Alan?
Hey, listen, I'm busy writing all these notes down here because, and I hope everybody has too. And you're right. I mean, it's so spot on what you're saying, and we hear it so many times. I just have to recap a couple of things here that you said that really just made so much sense. when you go on social media, and listen, if you're on here now, you're probably guilty of scrolling. You scroll, you go to TikTok, or I call it TikTok, and you scroll and you look at stuff. And what do you stop and look at? If you see something that says sponsored and it's a commercial, you just zip right through it. But when people are talking about how they feel, what's going on, people love to talk about, oh, that girl who got pregnant and she didn't feel like, and people love that. So you said, hey, your goal of the post is to start a conversation and to build a relationship, and you got to be yourself.
And you're seeking conversation over conversion all day long. If you seek conversation, the conversion will come. But if you're seeking conversion, you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it.
It's like that phone call. When that phone rings and you see that number, you're not sure who it is. The second they answer, telemarketer.
Yep.
And your goal is to get off.
Yep.
And so telling testimonial stories, collecting these stories. One of the things I like about, and we're going to give away a couple of Rank Makers memberships here. But you said when you started out, you had 125 friends on Facebook, and they all hated you. You knew nobody. You had no friends, no family, nobody to recruit from. And Rank Makers does some amazing job training. They've got listening to you is like, I can tell that you are coachable. You said, can you follow directions?
That's all it takes.
But something that to me, and I wanted you to kind of comment on this. To me, what Rank Makers does, and I tune in. I love watching it. I love getting. Now you got to be careful there; you'll get caught up in scrolling. But what it does for me is it makes me look at the people that are there and go, "Wow, if they can do it," and the stories and the encouragement and the people dancing and the fun and just the community. We have an amazing community here with Team Elevation, our group, and amazing people who are focused on. But, it's so much, it's just so encouraging, I guess, to see and hear the stories. Don't you agree?
Yeah. And it's also that accountability piece, whereas like if you're a leader and you're watching this, I'll tell you, my team is in there. And you know why? Because they have ant syndrome, which means if I tell them the same thing that Ray tells them, they don't hear me because I'm their upline. Okay. In their mind, they translate that to she's telling me that because she makes money off me. But if Ray says the same thing, they're coming and telling me how awesome it was. Even though I've been saying it for 3 years, it's awesome because Ray said it, and now they're going to do it because he's not their upline. He's not their upline, and he makes $20. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they get to compute it differently. It makes my job easier because I'm not doing that. But aside from that, as the person who's not a leader, I got in there, and the things that we do is sometimes it's monotonous, it's boring, and you have to really push yourself to do those things. And unless you just have the grit and just, I don't know what, to do it every single day on your own, you're going to have to keep falling back and building up momentum and falling back and building back up. But in there, for me, it was the accountability. It was, I'm committed to no matter what, I'm going to do whatever action step he gives. Today, if I do nothing else, I'm going to do the action step he gave me today. And that, if I'd done nothing else, that's what I did, no matter what, every single day. And that commitment was, once I did that and was able to, because I think we want to promise ourselves the world. We want to say we're going to do this and this and this many lives and blah, blah, blah. But we have to be honest with ourselves. And so I knew that I first needed to commit to that. If I committed to that and did it, that was okay. And that's what I've done for a long time. And it worked for me. That accountability got me through what was the most boring, the most kind of lonely. I mean, yeah, you have the groups and you have people, but you're still, they can only be around you so much. You're still at your own house, on your own phone. And that's what it was for me. It was kick in the butt I needed every morning to just go do the thing. And that's what it still is. I watch it every single day, and I still do it every single day.
It's kind of like having that home gym. You can set up an elaborate home gym, and you can go out and spend $15,000 on equipment. It's going to be a coat rack. You're not going to work out.
Yeah.
It's not. But when you go to that gym, or when you log into that gym and that group, and he talks about the gym membership, and you log in and you see what's going on, and the people are there, you're almost kind of like that competitive.
They're doing it with you.
Yeah, it's a team, and we've got a great team here. But the first time I saw you speak, I was on there and I went, and I didn't know who you were, and I was like, oh, I got to get a hold of her. I got to get, And so you see people like that who are on there. And so, a couple other things you said that I want to recap real quick is the kind of stories you tell to get attention on social media are the same kind of stories that people are talking about, but you can't, if you go on there and you think, how can I sell my product? You're done. You're not going to be successful. And so you said, I'm so excited about, I'm so excited for, I'm so this, she did this, telling those stories and touching people's hearts.
Yep.
And telling them, hey, if I can do it, you can too. And share, you want to share these stories on our team page as well. Because listen, somebody on our team will pick it up.
Yes, you everybody should be sharing them. Everybody should share them, and the more everybody in the team will then, that's awesome, and congratulate each person. But they get to screenshot it.
Yeah.
And then they've got it. They can easily go to this folder of testimonials and they can pull from it. Because I would at least do 2 curiosity posts a week. I know this wasn't the subject, but I'm sure that somebody wants to know. I would do a couple of weeks spread out. I would and only post one time that day, period. If you're posting more than twice, you're probably posting too much. Because right now there's 50% more people on social media than they were before this year. And there was already a ton of people on. And so they're trying to cipher out, distributing content to people's feeds. And when you post something and then you post something else, you killed whatever you posted before. It's dead. Yeah. So if you post a curiosity post that day, I would engage with people about 15 minutes before you post it, and then post it and nothing else. Same with the video. I would just do.
Now, you just made a very important comment that I want to make sure people catch, because a lot of people miss this. A lot of people are not active on social media. They're not posting stuff regularly. They're not putting stuff out there. They might have 1,000 friends, and they don't do anything to warm their audience up. So they put a post out there and it shows up on 10 people's pages.
Yeah.
But if you get out there and you engage with people and comment and like, and not just like, but comment on people's posts and share stuff, put stuff out there, not posting, but just interacting, it drives your algorithms up. And then when you do that post, instead of 10 people seeing it, 250 people see it.
Exactly.
So it's so important to do that before you make your post. Now, what she's talking about, Michelle's talking about, is when you do that curiosity post, you don't want to bury it down your page. But she's not talking about stories.
No. Stories, do it all day long. Do it all day. And stories are so relevant. Here's why stories matter. Because if you can stay at the top, meaning you do one, a couple hours later, do another one, whatever, all throughout the day, you're going to stay in their mind. You're going to stay in people's minds. They're going to start watching and keep watching and keep watching. Now, if you do just one here and then one next week, probably not going to have many people watch. And that's up to you. It's your desire on how much you want to happen in your business. But if you are somebody who wants to really build your business, doing stories every day, as many as you want, do it. Because that keeps people in, their attention span is short. So those little clips, those little pictures, those little whatever, they get to know you. They get to know you, and you can talk about whatever in there. Like, you could even drink your coffee on there. Like, you can get away with a whole lot more in stories than you can in your actual feed. But yes, that's a good distinction. Definitely blow it away in stories and in your feed. I'd stick to one thing a day.
And people want to, and in your stories, listen to, it is your stories. It's you walking the dog. It's Rena, Rena Batts on here. I just saw her. She agreed with the comment that Donita said. Michelle is awesome, believable, down to earth, heartfelt. Well, thank you. And she's so bright. We love you. We love you, Michelle. But Rena said, I agree, Donita. Now, Rena, for those of you who don't know, she lives out there in God's country in I think it's Utah. I'm pretty it's Utah, and she goes on these walks. And you can see in the background these mountains with snow and and I'm like, if I see her pop up on stories, I'm like, I want to see what it is. Yeah. If you're walking, make it interesting, make it about life, make it fun. It doesn't have to be.
What they think they're boring. People think that themselves are boring. And you just proved, which I already knew, but something she probably didn't think was really exciting because that's her day to day. People watch it. They want to see it because it's an escape from reality for them.
Yeah.
It's a look into somebody else's life that gives them a break from their own. And that's just the truth. And they feel the more they feel like they know you, the more you can influence them to do anything.
George and Tammy's are farmers. I'm a city guy. He'll post pictures of his tractor, and I'm like, "Oh, check that out! Oh, I'm looking tractor." And I'm like, "You're interested in that stuff, so yeah, you're not boring. You might be boring to yourself,
exactly.
You're not boring to other people. So make your stories just again. I'm forever seeing your post up there, and that's always exciting. And then you said, and I'm going to end on this before we talk about prizes, but you said, who do you want to? Who are you targeting? You're targeting the people just like you, just normal, just people. You don't need to be going, well, I want to go after this. You just people, just everyday people,
People make it so complicated. It's because they want you to pay them more. That's all. They want to make it so complicated that you got to keep paying and paying to try to figure out some avatar. The fact of the matter is you are your target. Whoever you are, just like you, what the things you like, the things you do, the things you've gone through, that's your people. It's simple.
Yeah. Do they want to hang out with you? People that want to hang out with you, people join the business of people they like, trust, and respect.
Yeah.
And there's people out. I mean, there's people that live totally different lifestyles than us, and we're like, they're cool and everything, but that's not me. So that's on. Yeah. So it is 9:58. We've been on here for almost an hour. Can you believe that? Time flies.
It flew by.
So here's the deal. Here's what I want you to do. Lisa said, this is so good. Debbie, Stella, I love to see George and Tammy's post. I do too. I need to do more of it. Rena, we talked about what she did. Liz Hogg's own group is awesome.
Higdon group, that's what she meant, I think.
Yeah, this is great. Lots of cool posts on here. AJ said, awesome advice. Michelle's giving us a thumbs up. AJ said a while ago, gotta love the kids because he's got kids too. Leave them curious. I love that. Now, here's the deal. If you, let me get rid of that one. Okay. So here's the deal. If you are on right now and you've been watching and you want to win a membership to Rank Makers and an onboarding call with Rebecca, who's going to talk about goal setting and help you get set up specifically so you can have success in Rank Makers, then I want you to comment in the comments, Rank Makers. Rank Makers. Put that in the comments right now. You got to comment in here if you want to win. Okay, I'm giving away 2 6-month memberships to Rank Makers. It's $20 a month. I'm paying for it. What is that? $60 to $120? I don't know. Whatever it is. Is that right? Yeah.
I was like, I don't know.
You didn't say anything about math. Now, and listen, just because you put in their Rank Makers, I just need to take that out. Just because you put in their Rank Makers doesn't mean that you also can't put in there time, money, freedom. Say, I want the book, time, money, freedom. Put that in there too. So you can put one post said rank makers. And then if you don't win that, if I don't draw your name out of the hat for that, you might win the book, Ray and Jizzy Hayden, Time, Money, Freedom, a great book. Now, once you win, you can then decide whether you want Audible or the hardback book. I got books that's supposed to be here, I think, tomorrow. So put in there, book, time, money, freedom, whatever you want to put. So I know that you're interested in winning this. You want just, book. And then I'm giving away Being a Leader book by Ryan Daly too. So we've got books, we've got Rank Makers memberships, we've got onboarding call with Rebecca Woods, and listen, talking about sharing love and being there for people. Michelle is not part of our company. She's not part of Touchstone. She's not part of Team Elevation. She is just somebody who has a huge heart for what she's doing, believes in what she's doing. And so, I sent her a message a few days ago, hey, would you want, she's like, I'm in.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. And this is what, these are the, if you wonder why somebody like her has success and goes out there and makes it happen, is because of her passion for it and her believability, and the fact that she's willing to come on here and feed you and feed our team. Her story, number one, is freaking blows me away, makes me cry, and I'm not a crier, but just those kind of success stories is in your success. So Michelle, I just want to tell you how much we appreciate you taking time out of your schedule to pour into us and to be there for us, and the role you play not only with your team and your company, but just the industry as a whole. It's more and more people like you that give this business a great name, and why I'm so proud to be associated with it. And I'm proud to know you as a friend and be able to have you on.
It's really my honor, and it's my duty. I want as many people as possible to know that, well, if that girl can, I can, because they can. You can. If you're watching, you can. And as far as rank makers, if for some reason, say you don't win, I sent Alan some secret links. It's not open for the public, but he does have some secret links. If you decide you want to do it and you're not already doing it, and we are in there, and I'll always be there, and I'll be here anytime he wants me to come. So I appreciate you having me.
And you mean secret links? I mean, it's not always open. You just can't go in there and join. He's got windows. It's kind of like with help.
Closes the links that I gave you close the 22nd, but it's not for the public. That's solely
right.
Only people that I gave it to, and I gave it to 2 other people besides you, and that's it.
Yeah. So we'd love to, if there's that word, if you're looking at growing your business, and if you're looking to be able to plug into people like Michelle on a daily basis and be able to share and grow, you want to take a look at this. There's no contract. If you don't win, when you sign up for that, is $19.95? Is that what it is a month?
It's $19.99, or you can pay for a year and get 2 months free. It's $197 that way. Yeah. But if you do not, within 30 days, if you don't love it and you're not just like, this is the best thing I've ever paid for, you can email support@heatonggroup.com, and we will give your money back, cancel it immediately. And then even say you do love it and decide later on you don't, I'm not in a spot that I can do it, you can email and they'll cancel it anytime. They're not, they're not hard on people.
We have here, we haven't touched on one of the most awesome support teams that I've ever worked with. And I can say this, and I said this to Rebecca just the other day, the Higdon Group support team is just as powerful and good and working with people. So again, if you bought the year, whatever it is, 2 months free, and you decided you didn't want it within 30 days, they'll refund your money totally. If you sign up for $19.99 a month and you go a month, 2 months, 3 months, there's no contract. Anytime you want out, you can get out. But, it's for a lot of people, and it may not be for you, but I can just tell you that we love it. It's a lot of fun. Eddie's looked into it, and he loves it. Eddie's our founder and CEO. And so write in your comments, Rank Makers, the book, Time, Money, Freedom, Being a Leader. We're going to draw some winners. They'll be announced later tonight or first thing in the morning, as soon as I get this sorted out and drawing. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. Everybody have a great night. Appreciate you.
Thank you, dear. You're a blessing.